Perfect. That works. ASMR. ASMR. Nope, didn't get it. Perfect. Start this off. Let's get in the middle. Right about. That works great. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the YumaSeen. This episode is, let's just call it a holiday one. Let's call it a holiday one. Let's call it the end of the year. Whatever you want to do. I am here at Orale Collective Studios per usual in front of the holiday minis. It was a fun mini. It was cool. We had a really good turnout. Thank you everybody who came out to the holiday minis. It was fun. It's always cool to see people bring a different flair and a different style to the minis, and our audience definitely does that. People bring pajamas, people dress up as elves, and people dress up as whatever they want. It's cool. It's been fun, and people dressed up nice. That was cool too. So yeah, thanks everybody who came out to the mini. It was a fun time. It kind of flew by, but you know, that's kind of the world that we live in right now. But I wanted to do a podcast for the end of the year, kind of wrap it up and just kind of, I guess I don't really have a lot to say other than the things that I've already said. I'll maybe recap the year a little bit for myself. The year has been kind of crazy, like everybody else's, but it also has been very, very fortunate. I've been very lucky to be in the position that I am in, and you know, I feel like this time for creatives especially was, for creatives, it was a time that we were forced to evolve and double down on the things that we were doing. So, for instance, for myself, I really had to figure out ways to up the value on the things that I was doing, and to it made me a lot busier. It was great, but I had to learn how to be a little bit more efficient and learn how to still keep my quality up, because you know, I'm very fortunate where I had a lot of people reach out to me and do a lot of logos. As I'm looking at all the logos on the wall, I had a lot of people reach out to me to do logos. People needed to refresh their websites and their content, and you know, I was very fortunate enough to be the one that a lot of people picked for that. So I appreciate all my clients who did that and helped keep me afloat. And huge shout out to X Endurance and AWM Capital and all my local clients that helped me stay afloat. And you know, I appreciate you guys, everybody who's been on the podcast this year. It was great. We have a lot of exciting things for 2021, especially for the podcast. We're working on bigger production, multi-camera stuff, more guests. We're trying to update the Zoom thing. The Zoom thing was a little bit hard, but you know, we got it done and we started, so that's all that matters. But yeah, huge shout out to my clients, because if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for people who signed up for the mini, let me shoot their photos this year, let me design their logos, make videos for your companies, you know, those people are the ones that help me sustain the lifestyle and are the ones that let me do the things that I do. And, you know, because of you guys and because of, you know, my audience and my clients, the tiny audience, because of you guys, I'm able to do what I do, and I'm able to continue to work on my craft and do my passion and have it be challenged on the regular. So I appreciate all you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's been a great year. I've had many different, you know, a lot of my friends at this time were, you know, forced to evolve as well, and a lot of people started their own businesses. And one of them that is very, very rad is Suds and Sunshine. I was able to, Suds and Sunshine is a candle and a handcrafted candle and bath salts company. It's by Mariah Dakota. She made these candles. I don't know which one this is. This is, oh, the Stolen Hoodie. Candles are made. Oh no, it came out. It burnt out. I'll just leave it. These candles were handmade by Mariah, and she makes candles, bath salts, and they smell amazing. And a huge shout out to Suds and Sunshine. If you're looking for some smell good in your area, Suds and Sunshine is the way to go. You know, people like Mariah. It's been great to collaborate with her and her idea and her passion, and to bring it to life visually with photo and design. Same thing with my buddy Joe at Sun Charmer. You know, we did some really cool stuff with them with his catering. If you guys need catering in the area, amazing cook, amazing chef, and makes delicious food. And shout out to Joe at Sun Charmer, another really cool client. And the list it goes down. Obviously, HV, Rebel and Rove, Cafecito. Like, I'm very lucky to be able to work with these local companies and small businesses, because this is really all I ever wanted to do. I'm very lucky to be living that dream and this passion of mine, to be able to apply the things that I know in my craft to my roots in my city. And maybe I just, it takes a time like this to sit down and talk about it and think about it, but I'm very fortunate. I'm very thankful to be able to do that and to be able to bring people's visions and passions to life. And, as I look at the wall, a couple more: Mariscos Breezy, Freebird Beauty by Alyssa. I have Chassis Classy Canines. And then I also have The Grace in Us, like all these logos that I have, Teeny Blooms, like the list goes down. And I'm sorry if I left you, if I left anybody out, but I appreciate every single one of my clients who has stuck by me, and the people that everybody is I'm equally thankful. But even the families that come back year after year, we had Maritza and her daughter. They came for the first holiday mini at Cafecito, and they were the first ones to come back on this one. And I'm very thankful for people like that. To come back year after year, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to us at the studio. And so thank you to you guys and all the families who come back year after year, and even just the support, the comments online, the likes, like everything means a lot. I appreciate it. So, shout outs to all my clients. I appreciate you guys. If I left anybody out, I am very, very sorry. Did not mean to. So Jordan and I did a podcast yesterday about Christmas. Yeah, it was good. And we're a couple 1-2 Grinches about Christmas this year. It's been it doesn't feel like Christmas, it doesn't feel like Christmas. And maybe that's a slack on my part, where I need to be a little bit more festive, but it's a little challenging right now, not gonna lie. But I'm going to try my best to try to be as festive as possible this year. Thanksgiving was a little bit of a trial run on what it would be like to not spend the holidays with your big old family, and it was okay. It was cool. I'm not mad at it. I thought it was actually kind of nice. Just the three of us, myself, my mom, and my dad. It was good, and I actually enjoyed it. And we had great food. No crazy chaos from my wild Mexican family, but I do love my big old family, and it's part of me, my big old family. And I haven't been able to see everybody as much as I would like to, but I try my best to reach out and talk to them once in a while. And, I've been able to see them enough, but we're not going to have the big old festivities like we usually do. This year will be the first year without, for a lot of people, I know I'm not the only one. For a lot of people, it's going to be a little weird not being able to be with your families as much, well, to have as big as a gathering as we would like. I know for a lot of people in Yuma, a lot of us have big families, and we like to get together and take shots and eat tamales and stuff ourselves, and maybe that just won't happen this year. But that's okay. But that shouldn't stop us from reaching out to our families, doing some FaceTimes, doing some calls, and telling people that you love them, because right now is a crazy time, with COVID. And if your family members have gotten it, or if you've gotten it, I hope everybody out there staying safe and, doing their due diligence and just keeping others around you safe. And, this is a crazy time, and it's a time to appreciate the ones around you and to show love, and just to show love, because you never know when somebody you love is going to get sick or is gone or any of that stuff. So we only have today, so let's make the most of it. And yeah. So I don't have terribly much on it. I kind of wanted to jump on here and just do a little potty waddy, and I also wanted to review. I wanted to do a podcast slash kind of a book review. I used to do gallery reviews. I've done like 2 or 3 of them, and they're very fun. If you've seen them, sorry, excuse me, ASMR. If you've seen them, I appreciate it. And if you have not, you can go back and look at the videos on my YouTube, and you can see kind of old gallery reviews that I've done. I think I did one on like skateboarding, and I did one with the Garnica family, with Aiden's year without cancer. And then I thought it'd be only necessary to do one now because the latest, how can I start this? I'll just say this. I made a book for my grandma. If you guys seen my Instagram and follow my stories, my grandma's birthday, we did a kind of little parade for her, and we went out to her house, and my whole family wore like masks, and we were out there. We had hired a mariachi, we had a cake and tequila, and it was so fun. It was super fun. Like, we just had her sit on a chair with her mask on, and all of us wore masks. We still social distance, and we were right there in the hood in Okietown, and with like 10 in the morning with a mariachi, and my whole family was there. It was great, and we just played mariachi and celebrated and spent time with my grandma, and we did it in a safe way. So this year, I actually had a little bit of loot to spend on my family and to actually buy gifts, and it felt good. This year was wild, and I had to work really hard, and it paid off, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So things are starting to turn around here for old E-Rock, but slowly and surely, slowly but surely, for sure, take a breath. Slowly but surely, things are turning. But I'm just going to kind of like run through it, and I'll just make a little bit of comments. And at this point, if you're listening to this on iTunes, or if you're listening to the audio version, if you would like to watch the video part, it would be much more entertaining, because I'm going to be viewing the book a little bit, and then I'm going to have like I'm going to have the photos showing on the screen as I look through it. So I use Artifacts Uprising. God, I can't breathe. It's only with podcasts. I don't have COVID anymore. It's only with podcasts. I forget to breathe because I can hear myself. But this book was a book made highlighting my grandma's 84th birthday. So here it is. We call my grandma Ita, and for the longest time, I thought we called my grandma Ita because my grandpa's name was Octavio, and we called him Ito, and I thought it was short for Ito. And then I just realized, like maybe a year ago, that we call Ita and Ito because it's like short for abuelita and abuelito. But it works. But yeah, this is a special year. This was a very unique year for my grandma, and I think what we did for her was very special in the time. So I just wanted to highlight that. Lately, I've been really thinking about this concept and of being a creative. It's it's a fine balance between professionalism and also your creativity. And maybe I'll end up doing another podcast about that. But there's this podcast that I follow called The Art of Photography, and he was talking about work that matters. And for me, I always had this. I have a bad habit of saying I've always, but for a long time I've had a passion for work that meant something. For art and for expression that made a difference and made an impact. And I used to say, like, I like when people have an emotional reaction to my work, especially with portraits and with videos. And especially when the iPhone first came out, I was making a lot of videos, like almost like short films, and people were like emotionally attached to those things, and it was cool, like, and it was fun. And I kind of got a little bit away from that, but lately, every year or so, I kind of think about, like, now I'm trying to incorporate and think more about creating work that matters. And not to say like all these clients that I have, they do matter, like they matter a ton. But for me, what I'm really trying to say is to create work with my own personal message, because for these people, my clients, like, this is why it means so much to me, because this is their passion, this is their their heart, and a lot of it is their expression. And to be able to collaborate with them on that, is huge. And that's why, you know, word of mouth is so great for me, because people, you know, a lot of people come to me for a collaboration, and that means a lot. So, you know, but for me personally, I want to be able to create, from my own personal brand, I want to be able to create more work that matters, and work that, you know, that makes a difference and sends a bit of a message. And, you know, I've always loved keepsakes. My parents they ingrained that in me, because growing up, my parents documented everything. And that's kind of what got me into photography, was, you know, documenting life. And I always know when I'm slipping away from my passion and, you know, not connecting with my work if I'm not documenting my life. And, you know, I don't really need to share it with others, but it's nice. You know, it's cool. Instagram's a nice way to easily reflect, but, you know, I need to document my life more. And this book is a way to do that, and making prints and trying to do a little bit more of that. But I'm trying to put more efforts into writing about work that matters. And you know, everywhere that I've listened, and listening to this Art of Photography podcast, you know, it takes work, and it takes a lot of effort to make work that matters, and work that, you know, kind of stands the test of time as well. And work that can, you know, can really hit in years and years time. So I'm working on that for myself, creating work that, you know, from my personal side, you know, it's trying to create stuff that reflects the times, and, you know, that can surpass all this social media trends and all this stuff, and just creating stuff that matters to me, and not being pulled into trends and you know, stuff like that. But this book was very special to me, because it stamps a special moment in time, being that it was COVID, and it was my grandma's 84th birthday, and my family was able to still get together and do something for her. The title is labeled Ita 84th birthday, November 8th, 2020, and her address. Now, I'm not going to say it, because I don't want you guys egging my grandma's house. Even if you did, my grandma's a G, and she'll probably throw a shoe at you. Cool. So, opening it up, it's got a little blank page, and then in the beginning, it has like a little message that I wrote for my grandma. I don't know if I'll read it. I don't think I will. I won't read it, just because it's in Spanish now, and I can't read Spanish. But I wrote it in English. But, you know, one thing to really highlight, I wanted to write this message for my grandma, and it kind of highlights the beginning of if you're looking at it now, it'll probably show, so you can read it if you'd like. But I wrote this little message for my grandma, and it was a little memoir of how, you know, at this house, at my grandma's house, we would go there every Friday. This is where we went to go meet up. This house is very special. And, you know, with my grandpa being away, that's obviously a big part that's missing. And some of my aunts and uncles, and, you know, but we used to go to this house every Friday and have pizza and chili pepper. And I kind of talk to my grandma about that here in this book. And I just tell a little story about the house, and, you know, just a little bit of a backstory. And on the bottom, I have a memorial to all my family members who are no longer with us. And I can read that. It's it's Octavio Mesa, which is my Ito, my grandpa. My tia Concha, Concepcion Concha Mesa. That's my Mesa. Sorry. That's my tia. My tia Marcia Mesa. My cousin Tabito. My cousin Juito Mesa. And my tio Chalo Mesa. Rest in peace to all you guys. We miss you very much. But this is the first page. This is the first little spread that first spread. I'm gonna move this back. First spread from my grandma's book, and it was weird when we showed up. Ever since my cousin Gabriel and some of my cousins moved out of my grandma's house, the house has kind of changed, and, you know, for personal reasons, it's transformed and evolved, and it kind of didn't look the same. There's a big old dumpster there, and the house is a little bit trashed. My grandma's getting a little old, and the house just looked a little different. And but, you know, we woke up around 10, and we met up at the park at the Optimist Center in Okietown, and we all drove over to my grandma's and walked up and surprised my grandma. She had no idea. So this first photo on the top left is showing my mom. She was very excited about this. She was very emotional about it. And she was dressing my Ita up and putting the little headband on her and stuff. And, you know, and we brought this chair on the bottom left. There's actually one that I got from Goodwill, and I had it in Phoenix, and we gave it to my grandma because she thought she liked it. And this big photo on the right is my grandma, my beautiful grandma, Maita. She took care of us as kids, and she was a mom to a lot of us, and still is. And you know, even to people that are not even her kids, you know, people still go to Maita's house and rely on her, and she's just an amazing woman. There's not much things we know about my grandma, but you know, we don't know if she has a lot of favorites. For a long time, a lot of her kids never even heard her say "I love you," but because it was just a different time, you showed love rather than just say it. Over here on the left, we had the phone on. If you can see it on the right of the frame, we had a lot of our family who wasn't there, like my cousin Dalila, my brother who's in the Middle East, my cousin Andy in Phoenix, like my cousin Marisa. They were all out of town. For people who couldn't be there, they all zoomed in, and it was pretty awesome to, you know, they can see Ita and still be there with us. It's kind of the beauty of this tech. And I think that's what's cool about documenting and making books like this, is that, you know, in like 30, 50 years, we're going to look at this and it's going to be a trip to see, like, that's how, you know, how rudimentary and how early technology was, and just to see how life is going to evolve. But yeah, this photo on the left is Maita greeting everybody online, and here's a kind of a wide shot on the right of everything going on. You know, this house has a lot of history and a lot of character, and you know, I think now everything is so perfect and so perfect, and houses are clean, and you know, not to say like that's bad, but you know, this picture on the right was pretty cool just to see. You know, it's got a lot. It just has a lot of history, and to see how it changed so much. And I don't know, it's kind of cool how, you know, my grandma lives in the hood, and you can see it right here. It's kind of crazy, but you know, this photo is pretty cool for me because it just shows, you know, kind of how the day was set up, socially distanced, just a weird ass time. You would have never gotten a photo like this in any other time. But and then shout outs to Jer on the right for coming through and shooting a video for us. It was pretty awesome. On the left here is a quick photo of my grandma's cake. It was cool. You know, we tried to make it as special as we could for her, and you know, show her how much we care for her and love her, and a cake is a good way to do it. And on the right, we have my cousin Rosita pouring up some shots for my grandma. There's one thing about my grandma, like I was saying earlier, we don't know a lot about my grandma. Like, she doesn't have a lot of favorite things, but she loves tequila. She loves Patron. So for like her, one of her birthdays one year, like everything was just like Patron themed. That was her thing. And then on this spread, I thought it'd be pretty cool to show my tío Tavo here. I think he's like, is he the oldest? I'm not thinking. He's one of the oldest boys. And he loves to dance. He's always the first one on the dance floor. He's always the life of the party. And it was only necessary that I made this a spread on its own, because you know, everybody was keeping their distance and hanging out, and here was my tío Tavo just getting it and dancing. And I had to take some photos of it because this is our family. And then you can see Maita on the right here reacting. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was funny. I was like, of course my tío Tavo's over here getting it. And then this spread here on the left is, you know, a back shot of my grandma looking at everybody with the mariachi in the foreground, just to show, you know. And then just to be clear, like when I shoot a lot of stuff too, you know, I kind of go off of like stuff like this. I kind of go off of just feel and just to be in the moment. And it's very important for me to do that, to not be like emotionally compromised, so I can just be in the moment and take photos that I think would be, you know, I can almost just feel what's going to be a good photo rather than, you know, overthinking it. And, you know, when I was making this spread, the story, I tried to tell the story of the day as best as I could. And, you know, this was a big part of it, was these mariachi guys. And there's a couple more photos in here, but this one was kind of cool to get a front, and then it complements with this right photo of Maita. And you can see she's getting a little bit more emotional. I think she started to think about, you know, my family a little bit more, and she's probably a little happy too. And how hood is this stack of rims in the front? Oh shit. This spread right here is was a good little, I thought it was a good little stamp in time to show, some of the youngest kids in the family that were able to make it. Little Shitin, we call him Shitin because his mom name is Rosita. We call her Chita, and her dad's name is Ten, and we just call him Shitin. And then on the right is my godson, little Maxie. That's my cousin Brody's son, and Nadia, and there's my tío Jaime holding him, his grandpa, and Maita right behind her. Just to highlight the babies, it's crazy to see all these generations of kids that that came from my grandma and my grandpa. It's crazy. Right before my family, we all took a shot for my grandma's birthday, and this one on the left is pretty cool because my tío Tavo he's very good with his words, and it was only necessary that he spoke. And then we take the shots over here on the left. This double shot is everybody taking the shots from the back. I tried my best to get this Maita's mailbox in it because I painted that for her a long time ago, like years ago, because it was looking rough, and this thing stood the test of time. It's still up there. It's kind of crazy. But everybody taking the shots, and on the bottom is Maita's reaction. She's a gangster, no face, just straight up shot. On the left here is my grandma. She just fucking loves her family, dude. She's saying what's up to everybody on the FaceTime. It's probably Dalila and all of her kids, and Andy and Alex and Marisa. It was cool. And then my cousin Ricky showed up, and you can see on the right over here when he brought her flowers, which is really cool. And yeah, the older Maita gets, the more emotional she gets. I swear to God, she was like she was stone cold when we were younger. But, And then for Maita, I thought it would be really important to just show everybody who was there. So I'm just going to make these really quick. Just portraits, and, just when we look back, we can see everybody who was there. So on the left here is my cousin Tommy and young Julian, and then Gabriel. So my cousin Tommy right here on the left, and then my cousin Gabriel on the right. Maita pretty much raised these two. They lived at my grandma's house for, my whole life. Just a good photo, just to have them on the same spread, just to show, it's just kind of cool to look at them all in once like this. But yeah, my Ita pretty much raised these two. And then I thought it would be a nice little spread to show, everybody who was there from a wide. Originally, I told Jer I wanted to get a drone shot of this stuff, but we couldn't get the drone up because there were some limitations, which kind of sucked. But it's all good. But I was able to make the most of it and still try to get this spread. My tío Jaime and their families, and the ones that were here. My cousin Brody came earlier before we took all these pictures, and he brought his big old fire truck, and there's young Maxie right here on the left. Handsome boy. We got my cousins from Phoenix over here on the left that came through. And then over here on the right is Jordan's mom and dad and his brother. And right here on the left is my tío Enrique and his family. My tío Enrique is the one on the top right. Couple photos of the mariachi. It's just crazy because we just kind of shut down the sidewalk real quick. This is so cool that we can do this here. And the fact that we can get mariachis like this and just have them play for a couple hours is so sick. This wide shot on the left, I shot everything on 35. Like lately, I haven't even taken my 35 mil off. It's just, I love that focal length for me. I can do everything with it, and the less I have to change lenses, the better, because I can get there quicker and be in the moment, not have to think about switching lenses. But this wide shot on the left is just pretty cool for me. Just to show kind of where everybody was at and the scale of everything, and it's just pretty rad. And then a complimentary here shot on the left, and everybody was actually singing to my grandma. This is when they started singing happy birthday. And then this double on the left was everybody finishing up the birthday song, and my tias were right there in front of the table. And then there's a full portrait shot of my grandma, and she's 48. My grandma was 48 according to these balloons. She kept saying that she was 48 because the balloons were all fucked up. And Maita she's got quite a personality on her. She's very loud. She's got quite the sense of humor, and She's always got to be the loudest one in the room. If you're talking to Maita, she's always got to be louder. And it's not a bad thing at all. We love her for that. This grid right here on the left, she's just fucking around. It's just so funny because she has the bottle cap on still. And she took the shot. And, it's hard to get a good photo of Maita smiling like that. And I'm glad we're able to do it. Yeah, just a couple more family members here. This is actually more like family friends. And they came through. And then on this one, it's my cousin Ricky. And actually his granddaughter. And it sucks because I couldn't get my cousin Adrian here. But, we got it. And just, another generation. I think it's like 5 or 6 generations deep. It's crazy. And then right here on the left is my dad and my tío Rogelio. I feel like I look like my tío Rogelio a little bit more than my dad, but a lot of people say nah. And then my family here on the right with my grandma. Some more family, my cousin Rosita. They're the ones that put this on. Huge shout out to them for getting this all together. And then couldn't have this book without my cousin Temo. It's like my Maita's son. He's over here on the left. One of these final spreads with Maita, my mom. My mom and Maita are like best friends. And my tía Concha was as well. It was them three all the time. Every Friday and Saturday, they'd always hang out, go to the casino together and win some money. And then on this one of these last spreads here, this 8 grid, just a highlight of the day. The dancing, the tequila, my parents right here on the bottom left. Just to show how, just to get a sense for, how fun it still was regardless of the times. And this very last photo here is my beautiful grandma with her mariachi. This motherfucker right here is not wearing a mask. Just kidding. She didn't get sick at this time. Nobody got sick, actually, surprisingly. That's pretty crazy. But, this last photo right here is my beautiful grandma with the mariachi. And, we're thankful for those guys coming out. They did a good job. They're damn good, too. I don't know. I remember their names, but they did awesome. But this is kind of I felt was a good wrap up to the book. And yeah, that is my Ita's 84th birthday. Here it is. It's a beautiful book. I get all my stuff and most of my prints printed at Artifacts Uprising. So if you guys never had a print there or interested in getting prints there, they do tons of different stuff from these books and tiny prints. And, from, if you guys remember when I made the Guanajuato book, the soft cover, that was that too. But yeah, just, I wanted to make a little something. And this is a Christmas gift that I made my grandma. So I got to get it all wrapped up and, deliver it to her. But yeah, crazy holiday season. I hope you guys have a good Christmas. Maybe I'll do a podcast for between now and New Year's. I probably will, but for consistency's sake and because the inspiration struck, I thought might as well share this book with my grandma because this is part of my efforts towards creating work that matters and stuff that has a emotional impact for me. And this book was a nice documentation of the way life is right now. And, hopefully we can look down at this book years later and think how crazy this time was, because we all have in everybody's lifetime, there's always something crazy. So, this is just our time and hopefully we can all be patient with each other and, with ourselves and get past all this crazy stuff. But, this time is real and it's happening. And, as a creative, I got to find a way to, I got to find the problems that are going on. The designer in me wants to solve the problems that are going on creatively and to inspire in any way that I can. And not trying to inspire. If it does, that's great. But, this book, if anything, if I was trying to inspire anybody, it's to, not creatively, but hopefully, influence is a better word, and inspire is a little, I don't know, it's a little egotistical, but hopefully I can influence some to, if you take photos and, share them with others and share them with your family and document life because before you know it, it's fleeting right past you. So I need to be better about it and just documenting my family's life and the life that's going on around me from everything that I have. If it's my camera, it's my iPhone, for all the artists and people who create out there. And, even if you're not a creative, I think it's important to, especially with iPhones, if you have a family, document their lives. Kids grow up super fast. And it's to be able to document, a space and time, and to put it in a book like this to open up and remember, I think it's a very special thing to be able to do. So I'm very fortunate that I can do this, and I can't wait for my Ita to see it and see what she says. Yeah, not much of a Christmas show. I know I have like all the lights behind me, but not much of a Christmas one. Just kind of Christmas-ish / end of the year-ish. Just wanted to talk to you guys and say what's up and share the book. So nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Just, not trying to send a crazy message, but this is kind of what's going on in my head lately and what's going on. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you got photos, if you got memories, and if you got family, take care of them and love them, and stay safe out there, guys. All right. So I appreciate you guys listening to another episode of YumaSeen. Yeah, this is more of a YouTube one. If you listen to this if you listen to the audio version of it, it's a little bit more of a visual one. But appreciate everybody who listens to this, who's watching it, who's sharing it. Thank you to all my clients who have helped me stay afloat this year and helped me stay creatively sharp. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Maybe I'll do a little thank you, thank you client list, maybe, possibly, we'll see. But I mentioned some of them. If I forgot one of you guys, I apologize. But from the bottom of my heart, appreciate all you guys for the support and for the love. So from me to you, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm pretty sure I'll do a Happy New Year one, but stay safe, and see you guys on the next one.